Hey, YouTube, Facebook fan. Well, you're probably looking at me right now saying, what is he up to now? Well, actually, I'm paying homage or respect, due respect, to my grandfather. And he has a lot to do with the story today. We are in what I call the living room. And there it is. Radiator, still has the radiators from the original. And the door, the front door. Actually, that door went right outside to the porch, but I'm working on putting together I don't know, a great room, uh, sunroom. Maybe it'll be a great sunroom. Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually wearing my grandfather's fedora hat and suspenders as he sported, t-shirt, shirt partially open, always white, and that's about it. But now the story. Okay? So we are in the living room. Now this is Jim, Tom, and myself. And we're all playing in the floor right off my shoulder there. There was a TV there in the corner. And we are about where the ottoman is right there, playing in the floor. Granny, there was a rocking chair right there, and a very large blue cushion seat right there. And she was sitting there and knock on the door. I'll go ahead and act it out. And Granny would always say, anytime that door was knocked on, you? That's how she responded. I never asked why. Probably should have. That would have been pretty interesting to find out. But she came to the door, and an older man was standing there. And she said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "Mrs. Bay." And as she would always say, "You can call me Eula." He said, "I'm Ben." And I really don't know where it went after that. I'm not sure the rest of the name. But Ben. Okay? Ben said, "I'd like to come in if I might." She said, "Sure, come on." She sat in the rocker. He sat in the blue chair. And we're just sitting there playing. I'm probably 2. That means Tom's probably 4. And Jim's probably 7, about that time. And he said, "Your husband came to me one day, and he said, 'Ben, I want to sit and talk with you a minute.'" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You've been getting into trouble here lately, haven't you?" I said, "Yes, sir, I have." Kind of maybe hanging around the wrong crowd, maybe. He said, "Well, I guess you might say that. I'm going to give you an offer." I said, "Yes, sir." "Would you say you could prosper if you could get out of this town?" He said, "Yeah, I could probably do okay." He said, "Well, if I do this, will you promise to follow up on your word? If I promise to do this for you, will you do something for me?" "Okay, sir, what is it?" "I'm going to give you $100. And he reaches up, said, "You need to leave town. You need to take this $100. You need to get out of town. You need to find you a place to stay. You might even stay at the YMCA for a while till you get on your feet. Get you a job and go to work." said, Mr. Bay, I'll do that. So, he did. So he tells my grandmother this story. And he said, Mrs. Bay, I have something for you. He gave her $300. He said, spend $100 for each one of those grandchildren, spoil them rotten. Because let me tell you what, that advice that your husband gave me was the best advice I could have ever gotten. He saved me, Mrs. Bay. I was headed down a dark road, but he got me out of it. So, my grandfather saw fit to help a young man that needed direction in his life. Ben. Like I say, I can't remember the whole name. And Granny's long gone to be able to tell me. But when we give of love, we all benefit. Thank you. Have a good one.